Talked about this before, and kind of this is a great example of what's happening. It's a shame that it had to happen, and this is what's happening in America, in California. You probably have seen Project Veritas in America has exposed it. A lot of other YouTubers in America, Mark Dice and other YouTubers in America have talked about it. And it's to do with a hardcore lefty. I don't know what you even call a communist. I would call him. That's the best word. Trying to radicalize children in school, in their schools. Now I think the private school children, as far as I know, again, America's education system is a bit, I don't know, I can't understand it. Yeah, he's trying to. He basically has an Chairman Mao on the wall of his classroom. And he obviously has a hammer and sickle. He walks around with a hammer and sickle job, but like literally couldn't get any hardcore lefty, and then he has some kind of, I can't remember, but it's other stuff he has. Teaching about communism, and it's mad. It's just literally mad that I don't know what background checks. Again, this is the thing too in Ireland. We have communist teachers in our schools infiltrating our young children, because again we have to understand children. We are naive, and I will admit I was naive when I was young. I would believe a lot. Let's be honest, I was. I didn't come down in the last shower, but I would believe a lot. And that's when you're entitled to believe people. You don't really judge people. You kind of listen, and you don't really understand. You don't fully understand, but you know what people are saying. You're kind of indoctrinated by these people, by people what people are saying. You take it in. In other words, more than you or me. We just kind of say, "Oh, sure, look at it." But. Yeah, but that happens in Ireland too. It does happen in every country. There's one or two. And again, we do need to do firm background checks, because I don't know what background checks was done. Because obviously he must have been involved with some kind of Soviet or Chinese or something communist party or something like that. He must have been involved in some kind of communist wing. And obviously questions should be asked on how it wasn't found out, or how they didn't notice that he had Chairman Mao on the wall. I don't know what principal who would not notice that. If I was put to notice that straight away, I know Chairman Mao's picture. It's a sign of evil. It's a sign of pure evil. And indoctrinating kids that don't know any better. It's pure evil. It's pure evil. It's pure evil. Because again, they go to school to learn maths. They go to school to learn English. They go to school to learn history. It's all right for showing what Chairman Mao did in killing loads of people in China for the Great Leap Forward. Maybe that's okay if you show a picture of him for that, but and obviously talking about the Chinese Civil War, and about how do we at China's in Taiwan, and not talking then saying that the communist China infiltrates the Western democracies, kills many people, tried to hide the COVID-19. No, nothing like that. He probably talked about. He talked about all of them in positive lights. Again, this is what they should be taught. If it was history, and obviously geography and everything like that. The chair, I seen the chair, they had a meeting there, parents meeting in the school. And all the parents, every one of them, none of them said, I want my children to be indoctrinated in the school. Nobody said that. All of them were saying, I sent my child to school for a reason, to get educated, to learn English, to learn maths, to know how to do things. I didn't send them to get a communist education. I didn't send them to the Soviet Union of China. If I wanted to do that, I would send them to China. But again, this is the thing we need to understand. Is particularly in Ireland too. Some teachers do have an agenda. I came across teachers before that weren't communist, teachers, but had an agenda, other agendas, and promoting different things. Like I had a Sinn Féin teacher at one stage, which you could relate to. At least it's Irish history. To be totally honest, it'd be different if they came along and said we're going to learn about fucking jokes of Stalin, and we're going to have a picture of Stalin on the top of the wall. But it was at least we're talking about how the Sinn Féin was in the Sinn Féin general election. They win in the 1921 general election, am I right? Where they literally the Irish, what was it? I can't think of the name. Irish Union Party or something like that. I can't remember it at the top of my head. Which they beat at the poll. And they completely wiped them out, because Sinn Féin literally got every seat in Dáil Éireann. Nearly every seat in Dáil Éireann at the time of the first Dáil. And obviously that was okay. We learned about Sinn Féin, we learned about the legacy. Because it is Irish history. It'd be different if they came along and said we learned about Joseph Stalin. It's not really indoctrinating, it's teaching you really about history. She liked talking about that kind of history. And that was okay. I didn't find that much annoying. And again, it's kind of in the genre, if you could say. But again, it's learning about Irish history. You kind of had to relate to the country and the War of Independence. You were kind of related to it, I suppose, too. And you learned a bit about it. And it was good to learn about it because it's not really in the curriculum. I even know that here at the National School. I often talk to the board members. It's not in the curriculum. It's not in the curriculum. During the 2016 100-year commemoration, it was in the curriculum. They learned about it, but it's not something that's in the curriculum all the time. History, it's just basic history that they learn. The Titanic, things that they don't really learn about the Irish Civil War. And maybe in secondary school, I learned a bit. We did focus on the Irish Civil War, the Irish War for Independence, the Dublin lockout. We learned all about that. In second class in secondary school. But again, this is the thing, we need to be careful, we need to watch, we need to ask our children, we need to talk to them about what they're teaching, because we don't know, some children might not know, but we need to find out what our children are learning in school. Because we are paying for it. Again, we are paying for it. You send your children to school for a reason, you pay your taxes for a reason to pay the teachers. You don't send them for the good of your house. But yeah, we need to just keep an eye on this. We know because there could be one or two in Ireland that could be brainwashing our children to make them little communists. And obviously we can't tolerate that. We really, really can't tolerate that, and we need to put a stop to it. If it is happening, please God, it isn't happening. But it can happen, and we've seen that now. So yeah, please take care, everybody, and be safe and bye.